Hi, everyone. This is Dr. Gayle Carson. Welcome to Living Regret Free, a program that shows you how to live a better and more joyful life. As an added bonus, I invite you to listen to an introduction to my Mindset Matters program, which ties into this so well. Go to www.sobmindset.com. It's free, and I know you will enjoy it. If you'd like to contact me personally, drop me a line at gaylecarson13@gmail.com or go to my website, www.spunkyoldbroad.com, and sign up for my weekly newsletter.
Hi, everybody. This is Gayle Carson, and I'm here to welcome you the first of the year on Living Regret Free. And you know that I am all about that. And we're looking at 2019 as a year of change. I mean, everything is changing around us. And those of you who are listening, you know, it's very interesting because we hear so many dire messages over the media, whether it be print or whether it be online or whether it be through broadcast media or on a show like this. And when I talk about living regret-free, I really talk about the things that make you happy. And that's what I'm all about. I don't want you to do the things that other people tell you to do. In other words, there are always people who are judging you. And there are always people who are saying, oh, you shouldn't do this, or you should do that, or things like that. The important thing is that you yourself need to make the decisions that you want to make your life better. Now, those of you who read my blog and read my newsletter, you know that I don't necessarily believe in New Year resolutions. I do believe in, and I don't necessarily believe in actual goal setting. I believe in writing down what you visualize as your dream life. It has to be realistic. It has to be attainable. It has to be a lot of things. But when you set goals, there's all kinds of things that come up that sidetrack you. I mean, it could be health issues. It could be financial. It could be personal. There might be people in your life that come into it that you need to care for or make things difficult for you. But the important thing is if you have an idea of what it is you want to accomplish, if you have an idea of where you want to go, if you have an idea of how you want your life to look, then you've got something to work towards. And I think the biggest question that you have to ask yourself is, does this have anything to do with where I want to go? Now, there's a lot of things that come up in your life. I mean, there are new people, new friends, new opportunities, maybe new job offers. And I know that many times you look at something and you say, well, you know, am I really interested in this? Maybe it makes financial sense, or maybe it makes emotional sense, or maybe it even makes sense in terms of your health. But you have to ask yourself that important question. And that's what I've been doing lately more than any other time. And that is, does this have anything to do with where I want to go? And I'll give you a really good example. Many of you know that I worked as a professional speaker for over 30 years. I worked in 50 countries. I worked in 49 states. I adored every single minute of it. And you have no idea how hard it was to go from one place to another because I was doing 135 programs a year. And that's a lot of programs because you've got to give yourself a day to travel back and forth and so forth. And now, more than anything else, what I'm interested in is what I'm doing now on the radio. And radio and television has become my focus. And although I love to speak, and if someone asks me to do a speech, I will do it. And if if someone says, this is a really important event and we really want you there, I will do it. It's not my focus anymore because I, at this point in my life, don't want to be running all over the place. It's not that easy to get from one place to another anymore with all the, rules and regulations, and you can't switch from one airline to the other as you used to be able to do. Gosh, I remember times when I would even get on a plane, I don't even know if they knew I was there, because an airline would say, just run across the terminal and get on the plane. They know you're coming. And I would think, okay. And no one even asked me for a ticket or anything. Now, of course, all of that is impossible. So my value system has changed. And what I love doing is I love doing the media. I love doing radio. I love doing television. I love doing, webinars where I can sit behind a computer and talk to all of you and teach you things. And those are the things that I like to do. So when people say, I have this brand new program that I want you to take, or there's this new discovery that will make all the difference in your career, I say to myself, does this have anything to do with what I want to do in the future? And you'd be surprised. Now, 80% of the time, the answer is no. So whether it has to do with your career, whether it has to do with your family, whether it has to do with maybe a new hobby that you're starting, perhaps it even has to do with, a person that you want to get to know. It has to be your dream and your goal and your something that you want. Is it going to get you where you want to go? Does it have anything to do with where you want to go? So that's what I want you to think about for 2019 is, all these things that are running around in your head and all these opportunities that present themselves to you and all the new friends and old friends that you are going to meet and have met and have a long relationship with. How does that help you get to where you want to go next? And you know something? Where you want to go next doesn't have to be this monumental, fabulous, oh my gosh, I can't believe that I'll ever get there kind of situation. It can just be what you are happy doing. My philosophy, and most of you who have followed me know this, when I get up in the morning, do I have a smile on my face? And when I go to sleep at night, do I have a smile on my face? And does that allow me to get through all of the stuff, and I'm going to call it stuff, that you go through in a day? Because there are people who are put on this earth to challenge you, is it going to be great for you? Is it going to be bad for you? Is it going to be okay for you? Those are the things that you have to look at and say, how do I feel about this? So let's talk about some of the elephants that are in the room. Many of us know that we're coming in for a financial humdrum. We can see things happening already in the housing market, in the healthcare market. There are going to be some tough challenges ahead in 2019. Are you prepared for them? Are you prepared to be able to deal with what's coming into your life? One of the curves that was thrown to me in 2018 was that I was diagnosed with my fourth case of breast cancer. Now, this has taken part, by the way, over 31 years. 31 years I have been dealing with this. And this is a whole different kind, even though it's breast cancer, it's a whole different situation now because I have had a double mastectomy. I have been on medication all these years. I have done the chemo. I have done many times of radiation. And so, I'm not new to the game, so to speak. But I can tell you that when this was diagnosed, I was absolutely amazed that it could come back like that. So now I'm under treatment, a whole new kind of treatment that wasn't even available 3 years ago. And I'm not dealing with, I'm getting chemo, but it's a totally different kind of chemo. It's not through an infusion, and it's not through a port. They actually give me a shot in each butt cheek, if you'll excuse the expression, but it's an oil shot. And then I'm taking a pill, which I take for 21 days, and then I'm off for a week. They've changed the milligrams a couple of times because my blood count went down. And I'm not telling you this to make you feel sorry for me, because I still go through all the stuff I always did. I've got a lot of energy. I still work out. I've changed my workouts. I'm not working out with as much weight as I once did because of of the the tumors, etc. But I am doing all the things that I ever did, and so this threw me a curve, and I had to deal with it. But because I am a strong person, because I do believe in positive thinking, because I am a happy person, and because, and those of you who know me again know how passionate I am about my animals, and I've got these two little kitties who drive me crazy, but I love them, and they are just surrounding me with a lot of love, as my family is too. And so, that's what you have to look at. I can't feel sorry for myself. I look forward to the future. I look forward to everything that I'm doing, and I look forward to a great 2019. So what I'm asking you is, if you're in a situation like that and somebody approaches you about something, does it have anything to do with where you want to go? And that makes a big, big difference. So my 2019 is focused on the media, doing great radio shows, which I adore doing, taking care of my health, and I do everything I'm supposed to do. I don't mess around with it. I also have a dear friend who also has a show on my SOBradionetwork.com, and her name is Dr. Christine Horner, and she's a fabulous physician, and she has given me some holistic medicine to follow, which I am doing faithfully. And so I'm doing all the things that I'm supposed to do. So 2019 for me will be a lot of change, because after living in Florida for 60 years, I'm going to be moving full-time to California, and that's going to be a culture shock. Although I've been going to California since 2002, just every month, because I've always had a place here, but this is going to be full-time. So let me tell you what I did, because this is, again, about living regret-free and living your dream. My place is actually in Palm Desert. I did have a home in Palm Springs, but now it's in Palm Desert. So I decided, if I'm going to be active, and I love being active, then I need to know what's going on in the town. So I called the Palm Desert Chamber of Commerce. First, I went to their website, which I was very disappointed in, and I talked to their marketing director on a Monday, because it was always Thanksgiving, and they were closed for the 4 days. And I told them I thought their website was terrible, and she agreed with me. And they're trying to update it and so forth. But I asked for an appointment to come in. And so I saw her on that Tuesday. I called Monday, got an appointment for Tuesday, and went in there, and they were so gracious to me. They introduced me to everybody. They took me around the facility, and they've asked me to be an ambassador for them, which is fantastic for me, because this way I'll get to meet everybody, and they'll get to meet me, who I am. We had a little party at our community event at my new place, and I talked to a few people about starting an SOB club there, and I've got people who are interested and who are willing to help me with it. So there's, and that all came about in just like 2 or 3 days. So you can't wait for something to happen. You need to orchestrate something to happen. And that's why I say it's so important for you to know, what is it you want? What is it that you want out of life? How do you want to be happy? What will make you happy? What will bring joy into your life? It is so important to look at all of that, because that gives you the opportunity to design whatever kind of life in the future you want. Some people think they're stuck. I've done it this way for 20 years. I've done it this way for 30 years, and this is the way I do it. Me, I'm always open to change, and I'm always open to what else is out there. So this will be the start of a whole brand new life for me, and it won't happen immediately because I'm not moving right away. But I do intend to make this a very full life when I'm out in the Palm Desert area in California. So I'm just saying to you, I want you to think. I want you to think. I want you to turn off the TV, turn off the music, turn off the radio, turn off everything. Just sit and think about what you want 2019 to be. Write down what your ideal day looks like. Write down what your ideal day is composed of. I know when I write down my ideal day, even though you all know I go to the gym and I work out all the time, I wrote down, I'd really like to have my own personal trainer. That would be terrific for me. I also would love to have my own personal chef because I don't cook. So I buy a lot of prepared foods, and I'm a great microwaver. But I can tell you, in all three of my homes, no stove has ever been touched because I don't cook, which is kind of cute because in college, this is really an interesting story for all of you. I taught cooking in college. I had to take a practice teaching course, but my major was drama and theater. So I had this course that I was, or a place that I taught theater, but they needed a cooking teacher as well, and they couldn't afford both. So they asked me, could I teach cooking? Well, I wanted to get the credit for my theater, so I said yes, I could, and I was a great actress. So I would read the back of whatever I was bringing to cook that week. We did 1 week of cooking and 1 week of theater, and 1 week of cooking and 1 week of theater. And I would read it with such authority, and the kids were like 8, 9 years old. They didn't know. And I remember things that my mom did, who was a fantastic cook. And I remember her sticking the fork in and taking it out and saying, oh, it's done. I was great at all of that. And believe it or not, I got an A in the course. And then when I got married and had all these kids, I bought a cookbook. And if the cookbook said mix, stir, or blend, I made it. If it said puree, separate, or anything more complicated, I turned the page and said, we're not having that. And that's my cooking experience. But the point is, I do like to eat. But I don't eat to live, or I don't live to eat. I should put it that way. I don't live to eat. I eat to live. But I would love to have somebody prepare the kinds of foods that I like that are healthy, and sit down and eat them. That would be ideal. So that's on my bucket list, to have a personal chef and have a personal trainer. Now, when I write my ideal day is to get up and work out first thing, because I think that kind of sets the tone for my day anyway. And it is better, I think, if you work out in the morning than in the late evening. But anyway, that's a personal choice. Then I get to work writing or coaching or doing a show or doing a webinar or whatever those things are. And however long that takes, whether it be 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, whatever it is, I do that. And then when I'm through with that, I shut down. Now, yes, I do check my email in between, and I unfortunately get a lot of email. I get 600 a day, so I delete a lot. However, then I spend time with my little kitties. I'll sit down. They're in my lap. They're right around me. I'm petting them. There's a soothing effect there. And I do get my 8 hours of sleep every night. And I do sleep very well. I can tell you, I don't need anything to lull me to sleep. I sleep very well. But the important thing is, I just truly believe that your day needs to be your day, not anybody else's day. Now, I know some of you out there who are listening to this have other responsibilities. Look, I had 3 kids that I had to raise and a business to run and a husband who was a great partner. He was fabulous. I don't think I could have done half the things I did without him. But he was a great support and a great help and a great love of my life. And the important thing was we managed. We got everything done. And it was amazing to me, all the things that we did get done. But now I've had a different adjustment to make. My husband's been gone now 10 and a half years, and my life is different. I don't have the kids anymore. As a matter of fact, I've got great-grandchildren now, and my life is totally different. And I live alone, except for my kitties, and so how I operate is just totally different. And all I'm saying to those of you out there is I want you to write down your ideal day and see how close you come to it. Are you as close to it as you should be? Are you where you want it to go? What do you have to change in your life every day to be able to get done what you want to get done? For example, if there's a meeting, like I'm very good at going to meetings, But if there's something else on the agenda that I have to do, in other words, I've got a show to do, or I've got a call that has to be done, or I have an appointment with a friend, then I don't do some of the other things that I might do otherwise. I mean, I schedule the meetings, I show up for my meetings, but if something comes along that is better for me to do than go to that meeting, I won't go, and I will let them know about that. So there are things that you look at that you must make decisions on, and will all your decisions be perfect? Absolutely not. Will all your choices be perfect? Absolutely not. But if you can get as close to what your ideal day should look like, that's the key. That's the answer. What do you want your day to look like? And then try to get as close as you can. Now, I know people who say what they want in their ideal day, and then they do everything they can to sabotage it. And how do you do that? Well, you've got something planned, and a person calls you up and says, can you do this, or will you do this? And you say yes, when you know the answer should be no. You don't have the time. You're booked with something else. Something else is more important that you really need to do. That is your choice. So life is really, folks, all about choices. And you know that I refer to myself as an SOB, the spunky old broad. And I consider many of you who are listening, even though this is my Living Regret-Free show and not my SOB show, I assume many of you are what I call SOBs, which is spunky, open, and brave. That's what SOB stands for you. Spunky, open, and brave. And that means when you're spunky, you'll do things that other people choose not to do because it's too hard. When you're open, it means that you're open to other ideas and other situations. And brave means you're willing to go ahead and try something new. So let me tell you how you can get some of my information. My website is spunkyoldbroad.com. So if you go to spunkyoldbroad.com, you'll see the services that I offer. You'll see the books that I've written. You'll see the courses that I offer. And some of them may not be up there yet because I have a wonderful course on how to get on radio and television. I have a wonderful course on positive mindset. You can always email me at Gayle Carson, Gayle Carson 13 at gmail.com. But you can go to my website and you can see a lot about what I have to offer. You can email me, and I'll be more than happy to answer any of your emails that you send to me. And if you're interested in learning more about the things that I offer, whether it's my coaching or my consulting or my courses, my online programs, the books that I've written, just let me know, and I'll be glad to give you any information that you might want. Again, the whole purpose is living the life that you want to live, not that other people tell you you should live. So do me a favor. You've got some time now, this first month of the year, and I want you to sit down and write what you want your ideal day to look like, what you want your ideal month to look like, what you want your ideal year to look like, and then let every decision that you make from now on go towards what you want that life to be. And that's the way you're going to get there, inch by inch. It doesn't happen all at once, inch by inch, little by little. So those are the things that are important as far as I'm concerned for your life in 2019, because I definitely, for sure, want you to live regret-free. So go to the website, spunkyoldbroad.com, email me at GayleCarson13 at gmail.com, and have a wonderful, wonderful, healthy, happy New Year. It sounds trite. It sounds like something everybody would say to you, but I truly, truly mean it. So, guys, have a wonderful time. Have a wonderful life. I hope that all of you have the best, healthy, happy, prosperous New Year that you could possibly have. This is Gayle Carson, a spunky old broad, letting you know how important it is to live regret free. Thanks and have a great year.